A few people have asked me to see my fish setup, so I thought I'd start here. Uh, Outside, I have 400-gallon stock tanks to two 300-gallon ponds, one 700-gallon pond, and then in the ground 300-gallon stock tank. Uh, what I keep in these varies from time to time, year to year. This time of year, mainly just have goldfish out in these vessels. Inside the door, I have some plastic tubs that I keep for raising fry in usually. I have a 40 breeder, have a couple of Texas map turtles in. Like them because they stay reasonably small. 20 long below with some bettas and crawfish in it. Another tub with bettas and crawfish. Tub with crawfish and a little plastic container that has some underwater clawed frogs. On this wall, starts with a 100-gallon acrylic tank. It's got some um, algae problem, but it also has some gold Jack Dempsey's and some giant gouramis in it. 20 high with guppies and plecos. A couple more tubs. One has bettas and plecos in it. The other one has this year's crop of blue paradise fish. Looking for breakfast. Little cube tanks, just got a couple of bettas and some shrimp in it. 75-gallon acrylic tanks, got some Hemicromis elongatus and some pretty nice clown loaches in it. Below that, a couple of tins. One's got a pair of bettas in it. The other's just got some guppies and plecos and cories in it. Got a pair of these acrylic 50-gallon tanks. Both have red Texas cross cichlids in them. These are the larger ones, and these are some fry them, just growing out. Next to that is a 125 with mixed array of Central and South American cichlids in it, mostly BAG, but a red mammon and a parrotfish mixed in. Got some hoplo cats in this tank too, kind of hanging out here and there. Got this rack of 10, 15-gallon tanks filled with a variety of things from rainbows, guppies, some grow out cichlids, catfish, plecostomus. Got this 29-gallon BioCube. It's got some leopard bushfish that I just got growing out, and I just threw some guppies in there and some plecos and cories for company for them. A little closer view of some of the guppies. Got a 58 show here towards the end. Really just got plecos in it for the most part right now. Got this little homemade acrylic tank that I've got a few guppies and some Hillstream loaches in. Got a 20-gallon acrylic that's got some mixed swordtails and some of my blue crayfish in there. One of the big monster ones. Some of the young ones that survived. Got a pair of 100-gallon acrylic tanks on this rack. Uh, Basically, nothing of real great interest in here. Red Texas crosses that mixed in with some silver dollars on the bottom, and my last remaining flower horn up here. He's one of my babies. I kept him just because he was kind of special. Got rid of most of the other flower horns and moved on to other projects. Another rack here. Top of the rack has an array of small metal frame tanks with frying guppies in them. Got 20-gallon tanks on this second rack with some bettas, some cichlids, and some plecos and cories. And then I've got some tubs with crayfish in them and a 10-gallon on the bottom rack. Have another 29 BioCube with a Fahaka puffer in it. Next to 125-gallon wide semi-planted tanks. Got some festivums, some roseline sharks, some live bears, some L200 plecos, and a few other miscellaneous things in it. Got a 55 Metaflame with the Red Texas crosses in it, and 20 long below it with more crayfish. Don't know why I have so many crayfish, just been having fun with them. This is my big old Red Texas cross. I'm going to be moving him out before too long, but trying to see if I can get him to spawn with one of his fry from one of the crosses first, but no luck so far. We're on this side of the room. Got a 46 bow fronts, got keyhole cichlids and another variety of dwarf cichlid in it, along with a breeding pair of longfin bristlenose. Looks like they're getting fired up to breed again. They're spending a lot of time in front of the cave. Got a 135 acrylics. Basically, I call it my Severum tank. It's got a couple of different varieties of Severums in it, the super reds and some red shoulders. And it's also got my last remaining Wesselii cichlids from Rusty Wessel in here. Next to that, I've got a kind of fun tank that I picked up. It's one of those that's two about 30-gallon tanks with dual tubes connecting them so the fish can go from one side to the other. My grandkids like that. Next to that's a 29-gallon tanks, basically swordtails and plecos. Next to that's a tank I'm having a little ick problem in. Brought a bunch of fish in from outside and they didn't transition well, so I'm working on that. Next to that, over here on this other wall, I've just got a couple of 2 or 3 gallon goldfish bowls. One has some bettas and dwarf crawfish in it. The other's got some guppies and some dwarf crawfish in it. Back around this way, got a 75-gallon Metaframe tank with a red mammon parrotfish and her massive amount of fry. She was crossed with that Red Texas I just showed you. Got just a few fry from them. Below that, I've got a 20 high I used to grow out mainly longfin plecos. Next to that, I've got a 20 high with albino blue-eyed Plecostomus and some more swordtails. I like the combination of swordtails or any live bears and plecos. Guess you'd call this my Tanganyika cichlid tank. Got some sipes, some Reagani, and another one that's Leilupi that I almost couldn't think of Leilupi in here. It's not truly African, but it's African-ish. Below that I've got a 10-gallon tank with a giant male Placat betta. Got a female, I won't be able to see very well, in a smaller tank next to him, trying to get her interested in breeding. Next to that I have a small saltwater tank, like a 29-gallon, couple of clownfish and a cardinal in it, along with probably one or two mollies that I acclimated to salt water. Next to that I've got a 50-gallon metal frame tank, just got some mollies in it. Underneath that I've got a couple more of the 2 or 3 gallon goldfish bowls with bettas in those. Got a 100-gallon tank here in Old Oceanic, mainly just got some live bears and some catfish in it. Got another 135-gallon acrylic tank with my my baby in it. It's a little dovi that I grew out. He's getting some real size on him. He's got a couple of tank mates and a couple of hoplo cats. And next to that a 125 with nothing in it right now. I just cleaned it up last week after I got rid of the flower horns and looking for what's going to be next. Other than that, I guess I failed to mention that I've got a couple of little brackish water tanks that have rainbow fish in them. I don't know if you'll be able to see them or not, but it's a small brackish water rainbow fish. Try to keep quite a bit of diversity down here. I've got a koi pond in my backyard. I've got another 33 flatback hex with just basically community fish going upstairs, and that's about it. Let's venture into my fish world.